Last episode, Virginia Beach made the biggest trade of the series, acquiring Jonathan Kuminga in a trade for John Collins, Corey Kispert, and our first-round pick this season. But now we have our second star player alongside Mac Boyd, Jalen Duren, and Jovanovic. And now I think we really do have a pretty complete team that can match up against other teams. But it's been one episode since the trade. They've only seen one game watching with Kuminga. We've only simmed a handful of games, but we have played well since acquiring him. But can we keep it up? Well, today we have another really good test against a really good Magic team that, although they have struggled recently, losing their last 5 or so games, they have one of the best coaches across the entire league in Michael Stauffer, and they've got a really good starting 5 with Jamal Murray, Stevie Richardson, Paolo Banchero, and Frederick Cousins. And they're also taking Okongwu, who's at 81 overall off the bench, as well as Saddiq Bey, which is impressive, and Wendell Moore and Naz Reid. They have a really good overall team. They should be better than they are right now, but they've lost a lot of their most recent games, 6 out of their last 7, and now we're going to make it 7 of the last 8. Oh, and by the way, Mac Boyd up to 28.7 points per game this year after a very impressive last couple of weeks, both before and after the trade. But he's put up some really good numbers, and he leads the MVP race, as we said last episode. Cade Cunningham has now surpassed Wembanyama, moving into second place, but right now, Mac Boyd's in first, really thanks to his defense, I'm pretty sure. Not only does he lead the entire league in scoring, but also he's one of the top stealers across the entire league. He's top 10 in steals at 1.7 per game, with 1.3 blocks as well. So he's really coming into his own as a defensive player as well, but his numbers on the offensive end are fantastic. And for this, we're going to do a pretty light game plan against the Magic. Just going to do the matchups, not going to focus on any other adjustments because clearly I'm not too good at making those just yet. Still trying to figure out what affects what else before making adjustments. But for Cousins, we're obviously going to have Jalen Duren on him. And then on Corey Cannon, that's off the bench. Doesn't matter. Richardson, I feel comfortable having Jovanovic guard him because I want to have Dort lock down Jamal Murray. So we're going to have those two matched up on each other. And then Banchero, we're going to put Mac Boyd on him, I think. Or do you put Kuminga? And Banchero is more of a threat than Leo Macy is. So we can put Kuminga onto Leo Macy instead. I think that makes sense. Where is he? Here he is. And by the way, there are some folks who have noticed that, Matthew Rhodes, with this small amount of playing time, he hasn't played a whole lot, and he hasn't played very well in those minutes. And let's just see, what are his numbers this year? Skipped over them. So he's played in all of our games so far, about 11 minutes a game, 3.5 points, 2.3 boards, 0.5 assists. Is he really getting enough playing time to make a difference? He's only shooting 39% and shooting 29% from 3. Is he better suited to maybe just play in the G League for this year? Because despite his plus minus being a positive one, when we're watching him, he's not doing a whole lot at all. He's barely touching the ball whatsoever. He's not getting rebounds really. I think it's a combination of lack of playing time and also is overall being pretty low at a 75, but even at a 73 really, because there is morale that's playing a part there too. So I think it makes sense maybe to play Liddell perhaps in those minutes, because we know that Liddell has proved his worth in those amount of playing time, and they're very similar players. Both are spot up threats with one badge, and I think it makes sense to send Rhodes to the G League for now. So before I do that, let's adjust the game plan real quick. We're going to put in Liddell for Matthew Rhodes, and we can send Rhodes to the G League. And right here, he is also cold apparently, so that's not going to do him any good. And so now we are going to send him down, because I just think right now, it's not worth giving him a lot of playing time for us because right now we're trying to win. And I don't think right now he's at a level where he's going to contribute all that effectively if he gets more playing time, given what we've seen so far. So I think it makes sense just to let him get a lot of playing time in the G League where Mark Augustine played for a couple of seasons and get some experience down there for his first year. And the next year, when he improves, which he probably will, then we'll give him a lot more playing time in year 6. But for now, we're going to sign him to the G League. There he goes. I feel like we always face this team on the road, but here we go again for like the 3rd or 4th straight season facing the Magic here at the Amway Center. They'll start with the ball, and here we go. Pretty good matchup against two pretty comparable teams roster-wise. We obviously have been a much better cohesive unit, but they still have a good roster, so we can't count these guys out just yet. Kuminga sets the screen. Jovanovic is freed up, and his first 3 just misses. And they're actually starting Wendell Moore in this game. They changed their lineup. I don't think he was supposed to be starting, but that's okay. I think we still have the matchups to address that. But they had a mismatch, and Cousins scores the first bucket of the day. Yovi, same spot as last time, a lot more open, and he's on target. Yovi guarding Richardson. This guy has made us pay the last couple of times we faced him. He's a very good three-point shooter. It's going to be Murray instead taking the jumper, and that was well covered by Lou Dort, as per usual. And Boyd just threw it right to Banchero, who is ready for that pass to Kuminga. That frees up more on the other end in transition for the triple. Oh, we got another screen. Dort's got a shot top of the key, wide open. That one's off, though. They're going to go isolation here. Banchero on Kuminga, spins, but finds Murray, had to pass out. And that was well covered by the Neptunes once again. Good defense. Love seeing that from guys just besides Lou Dort. You know, I like seeing Durham play good defense. I like seeing Kuminga play good defense. I like seeing the entire team play good defense, to say the least. Jovanovic fades away and knocks it down. What a shot. We saw him have his best showcase performance last episode, his best game of the entire season. And he's off to a pretty similar start here. Cousins, open jumper, splash. Boyd cuts in the paint over Cousins, got it. Trying to get to Cousins down low, he's backing down Duran. Yep, here we go. Off the glass and off. Good stop. It's a pick and roll with Kuminga. Yovi finds him, but he lost the handle and was really kind of off the back of Wendell Moore. In the corner, Richardson knocks it down. A pair of transition threes here in the first quarter for the Magic, and it's over half their points. Another pick and roll, this time with Boyd, but he turns it over again, right to Frederick Cousins. 2 early ones for him. Richardson can't convert, the ball's tipped out, and Boyd tracks it down. Gotta clean up these early turnovers, man. Couple of bad passes. Jovanovic, another open look. Not this time. Time counting down. Murray has it. He finds Richardson. He has to force it, and that's good defense again. We've been, not good in transition, but besides that, we've been pretty damn solid. Got Banchero on ball. Way to get around the screen, and Boyd's 3 is off the mark, but Cousins steps out of bounds. And we keep possession. They're showing this again. This is not that serious. This is the 4th straight episode they've shown this graphic for Dalen Webb. I'm sick of it. And we just called timeout. Out of the timeouts. We're going to go to Jalen Duran down low, waiting for some other actions off ball. Dort in the paint. Can't finish at the rim. Had Cousins and Richardson all over him. Under 10 on the shot clock. Richardson trying to find some space for a shot, and he missed it, but that was a good look. Half the quarter gone. Backdoor cut for Jovanovic as he flips it up and in to tie it at 10. Kind of a slow start for both teams. Definitely a slow-paced game so far. Our turnovers have definitely helped our score be as low as it is. Jesus. Cousins. That's a nice move. Boyd lofts it to Jovanovic. He's got Murray on him. Go up, Yovi. Yes. Gonna lob it, but it's off the mark for more, and Kuminga tracks it down. Way to be there and have that awareness. Boy, takes a deep shot, and he missed the rim entirely. I'm so just tired of these just random deep threes by all these teams that are not good looks for anybody besides Luka Doncic. Trying to set up some rolls here, but Steve Ray pokes out and stole it from Wendell Moore. His first minutes off the bench, and he creates a turnover. Great job. We also got to find a shot here. Clock's winding down. Anthony's going to force one up. Good defense by both teams early on, honestly. But now we just let Banchero get wide open as Webb is way too slow to keep up. Double screens for Boyd. He gets downhill and makes a beautiful pass to Murray, who got behind the defense. Richardson attacks the rim, and he's fouled. Gonna go against Cole Anthony, his first. First foul on either team, honestly. First one's up and in. Orlando keeping themselves in front for now. Off the screen from Webb. Back to him. That's a bad shot attempt, Webb. What the heck? Here you go, Conway, right there in his mouth. Never again, please. Take some smarter shots here. We haven't been the best on offense, but Okongwu picks up a bad screen, and they get tagged for a foul there, and they're going to take out Richardson to bring in Leo Macy, who was starting before this game, and then he was benched. Murray, wide open three. Great find, and we are in front for the first time in a couple of buckets. 17-16, 3 to play here in the first quarter. Now, one thing that I did think about in terms of our game plan against the Milwaukee Bucks is maybe with the current, versatility that we now have thanks to Kuminga, maybe now when you're playing Milwaukee or a team like Milwaukee that's that tall, maybe you just play Jovanovic off the bench, you move Boyd to a point guard, have Dort stay at shooting guard, and then have Kuminga play small forward or power forward, and then have Chris Murray start in one of those two roles. And then you have a really athletic, versatile lineup in there, and can still bring Jovanovic off the bench in a high-minute role just against those kinds of teams. I think that makes the most sense because you know that Jovi is not going to be getting too many defensive stops against teams like that. So maybe you thwart that by making that change and having Chris Murray start instead. Here comes a corner screen for Javon Carter. Cover it pretty well. Anthony's in front of him, and he still scores. Okay. Javon Carter seems to always have our number, dude. He played for the Bucks, obviously, the last couple of seasons, and was good for them. Oh, they're shooting better than we are. 53%, 44 for us. After our timeouts, what do we draw up? The three for Jovanovic. That one's off. Oh, base freed up off ball. Kuminga gets back on defense. Great recovery. Clock under 10. Murray thought he had some space. Murray got there late, but still might have had a hand in there. Yard that one out of the rim. Murray pulls up and ties the game. Another same play for Bay. Duran comes over to help, and another good job to pick the open guy up. Off ball, screen for Jovi in the paint, and he scores despite the contact from Macy. In a close game so far, trading leads, trading buckets. I'm down for a game like this. We haven't had one of these in a while, maybe all year long except for opening night. That was really just more so trying to thwart a comeback in the fourth quarter. They turn it over. Jamal Murray tried to get fancy with it, and Durant says, no, you don't. Kuminga has to jack one up, and it's money. The assist to Steve Ray. And just like that, a little offensive spurt to end the quarter has us up by 5 through 1. 25-20. Good start. Steve Ray's picked up by Okongwu. There's a mismatch somewhere. We see it. It's Durant on Carter. Easy to. Murray's got it behind the arc. He steps in for a jumper off a screen, but it's not going to drop in. You're seeing, similar things as to when we had Murray on our team, that he loves to fire off those screens, and even when he does that, he's just not very good at them, to be honest with you. He's very inconsistent. So he basically just drew out Kuminga way beyond the top of the key. And this is just a bad possession for the Magic, straight up. Even though they scored. Still good defense by us, but Jovanovic is, he's only 6'1". But he finds Murray wide open. That one's off, but Duren tracks it down. He can reset the offense. I haven't seen really that much from Kuminga either. And Murray airballed that one. That was a really bad shot attempt. Got the guy in his face. Murray finds some room. That one's off as well. Slow start for him, but Macy's wide open off the offensive board. Ray's got it. He finds Jovanovic for the open midi. And we just fouled Jamal Murray on a three-point attempt. It's happening a little bit too often for my liking, on these jump shots especially. First one good. This is really just the only chance that Murray's going to have to put points on the board at the charity stripe. Let's not foul the guy. But he hits all three. It's a one-point game. Liddell in for the first time this game. Maybe all season too. Ray penetrates, hands it off, and it's swatted away from Jovanovic by Okongwu. Up to Murray in transition. Bucket and the foul. Our defense in transition has been really bad. Like the one part of our defense that has not been good for the better part of the season. A couple of threes, a couple of buckets for Banchero and Murray, and they've got at least 10 points off of transition plays. Yeah, look at that. 10 fast break points. Now we got Yovi on Sneak Bay. What's going on here with these matchups, man? These are not the matchups that I drew up for us. But we're going to force a pretty bad shot here. Take that all day, every day. And Okongwu also fouled Jovanovic off ball. That's his second. Lou Dort checks back in for your away team. Under 10 on the shot clock. He's going to attack Murray in the paint. He can score this easily. Come on. You got it. They're trying to do some off-ball actions, but nobody got freed up, and now they're going to isolation for Bay on Murray, but he's giving this guy outside of the paint. Murray! Wow, what a shot! Duren hands off to Dort. He gets downhill and hits the jumper. Double screens for Bay. Quick three off the mark, but Okongwu skies for the board. And Liddell blocks it back, and we get it back. Well, that's a great defensive play. One of the better ones from him and maybe his entire career, honestly. That was a great play. Find a better shot here. There it is. Wide open look for Dort, and it's money, and we're back in front. After a foul from Dort off ball, he will stay in, but Jovanovic checks out. Murray's tired out there. Jamal Murray, that is. And Mac Boyd's back in for the Neptunes. Richardson, throw it right to Duren. A couple of turnovers for both teams on these pick and rolls. Boyd, quick shot. There it is. His second bucket of the game, but it comes in his first minute of the quarter. Richardson trying to create space. He does, but misses the triple. That was a nice move, though. Here we go. Interesting. We got Dort trying to take on Banchero here, but he's not getting past him. He just fires a three instead. I don't like that shot at all. This pass better. Screen for Murray. Tried to get Cousins in position. They got the switch down low. Mismatch. And he just throws it up and in. Wow. Trying to get some penetration here, but not getting much from Cole Anthony. Now the shot clock's counting down. Find a better look. Pass the ball. Ortiz hit that. Good on-ball defense by the Neptunes on this possession. Although we get stuck on the screen, but Duren flashes in front of the pass again. Another turnover by Richardson on those pick and rolls. We're going to have them. They might as well too, right? We got to get our best players more involved here. Boyd and Duren on the court. Mismatch. Shoot this. Yes. We got to recall that, this Magic team, they've lost 6 out of their last 7 games, so they're kind of desperate for a win. As that shot's off from Banchero, who really has not done a whole lot in this game either. Him and Boyd have been more quiet than they usually are. Another mismatch down low for Duran, though, on Murray. Keep attacking this. Don't let up. It's been a 14-5 Virginia Beach run the last 5 minutes of game time. Very impressive stuff. Cousins, though, he's scoring when he's shooting, but he's 5 for 6, 10 points. I'll do a better job on him. Screen from Kuminga frees up Anthony for the triple. Banchero's waiting for a screen, trying to shake off Mac Boyd. He's a bit slow behind him, but the shot's off. Cousins, though, puts it back in. I gotta be honest here. With Webb as the backup, he's so much worse against these really athletic bigs like Cousins is. He's just not as good. Like, he is super slow to the ball. He's slow on defense. I don't know. It's just, I think you gotta have someone more athletic to play behind Duran to play a similar play style, and Webb's not that kind of a guy. I think he's, slowly throughout the entirety of his rookie deal is kind of losing his role on the team as we try to find our team identity, which he does not match. And Cousins is still knocking down some wild shots. Hand off. Boyd gets downhill and can't finish with the contact from Banchero. Solid defense that time on that drive. Now he'll take it the other way, and Webb's called for a foul. It's called for plenty of these as well. We've taken no free throws so far. They've had 6 and counting. I've not missed one either, so that's been a pretty important part of them keeping themselves in this game. We go to another handoff for Boyd. Banchero's on him. He's left open, and Boyd knocks it down. Good shooter. Now under a minute to play here in the first half. Wendell Moore, the pick and roll with Okongwu. He kicks it back out. Got on-ball defense by the Neptunes. Boyd stays in front. Banchero, though, shrugs him off at the last second for the bucket. Almost had a really good stop right there across the entire team. Webb's given some space, but then he missed the shot. That's probably why. And a mismatch down low now. They got Anthony on Okongwu, but they find Cousins instead. They caught a foul there. What? Come on, Webb. I'm not asking for a lot, man. I'm just asking for you to stay in front of Frederick Cousins. At least he missed the free throw. I just need more from Webb, though, as Cousins misses both. Lucky break for the Tunes. And we're going to save for what's probably going to be the last shot of the second quarter. Kuminga is fouled on the 3. Cousins picks up his first foul. The first foul, I think, on anybody on the Magic besides the bad screen earlier from Okongwu. And the first free throw's off. We can't be missing the only free that we have in the game. Come on, man. I don't care who you are. Second one is good, though. And Kuminga goes 2 for 3 to end the half. It's going to be a 52-46 scoreline at the break. We have the lead. Oh, and also, dunk contest race. Mac Boyd leads that one, too. We're going to watch the All-Star break this year, folks. We have to. Start of the third quarter, everybody. It's been a very back-and-forth game through the first half. They've been the better rebounding team. We've passed better. We've shot better, just barely at 55%. They're at 49%, so pretty comparable numbers there. And we're in a pretty tight game right now, so it's really anybody's game to win, but we do have a nice cushion to start off the second half. And Boyd makes a nice move to increase it here on the first play. Right now it's Cousins leading the entire game along with Jovanovic for points with 14 apiece. Now he gets the assist to Wendell Moore for the triple, and it's down to a 5-point game. Off the screen from Boyd. Trying to get it back to him, but Wendell Moore is right there in the passing lane. Go back to Cousins. Over Duren. He just looks too big for Duren right now, man. 16 points. Has missed one total shot. Here comes another screen for Boyd. Open triple. And it's money. They're going to go back to Cousins here. It looks like they want to. Yeah, they are. Backing down Duren again, but that leaves Bencaro open. We get back on defense. Great job, Kuminga. Bencaro gets down low and has, well, he had a size mismatch, and then Cousins just obliterates Jalen Duren. What? You can't be serious, Duren. Come on. That is a impressively bad step back shot from Jovanovic. Stop with these crazy-ass threes, man. For both teams. Happens every game. I'm sick of it. They've closed the gap to 2. Dort's got it in the corner. Richardson staying attached. Duren misses the layup over Cousins, and that wasn't the best defense either. 3 minutes gone in the third quarter, and Magic have clawed their way back in really quickly. Contested 3 for Murray. It's off, and Duren gets the board this time, but we got to be careful about these offensive rebounds, man. We got a mismatch somewhere. Yeah, here we go. Boyd on Murray. Don't pass this. Attack that matchup. Attack this downhill immediately, please. That's not what I wanted, but wasn't terrible. We keep possession, but only 2.8 now on the shot clock. There's that block from Liddell earlier. Still one of the highlight plays of the whole game. Can we inbound, though? Hello? And an inbound finally. Duren dismissed Jovanovic wide open in the corner. Dude, I can't stand this. At least he hit the 3 in the end. But man, he had him uncontested for about 2 whole seconds there. Low post for Bencaro. He hands off to Richardson, but the step back's not going to drop. Cousins gets it back, misses the putback, and Duren gets the board. Are we going to feed Duren? Now we are. Cousins tried to jump it. He gets back, but we drew the foul. And need Duren to go 2 for 2 here. Haven't had many chances at the line, and right now we're not making the most of them. 1 for 2. Murray. Step back shot blocked in his face by Mac Boyd on the help defense. I'm liking these blocks that we're getting on this team. Feels good. Now we got Boyd rounding a screen off ball. Got Moore on him. Size mismatch, but Moore's been playing some good defense in this game. And now Dort just has to jack it up. And those don't fall very often for us. They lob it. Back door for Moore. And it was blocked out of his hands from behind. I thought that went through the hoop for a second, but that was jarred loose at the very end of it. Murray misses the 3 that almost went in. Holy crap, that was the closest shot I've ever seen. He's only 2 for 10, though. Dort is playing some really good defense. That was Yovi that time. But overall, just some great defense from this team, and Boyd is picking up some steam here in the third quarter. Already got 7 points. He had 8 all in the first half. Timeout Magic, down by 8. All right, so I want to go back to this lob real quick just to see exactly what happened. I mean, Boyd is sticking with Moore the entire time, not letting just one footstep get by him, and it still gets to Moore, like a great pass. Like, that is a perfect pass to Moore. Boyd's got a hand in there, and then he immediately swats it out of his hands. It goes off of Moore's face, and it looks like it goes through the hoop, but it doesn't. So great defense right there by Boyd. That's just showing you one of the bigger parts of his MVP race is the defense. Out of a timeout for Orlando, Cousins jacks up a 3, and that one's off. Take more of those, why don't you? Especially ones like that are fairly contested. High ball screen. Setting up for Mac Boyd on a pick and roll with Duren. He pulls up. I don't think that was part of the game plan there. Chris Murray back in the game for the Neptunes as he's on Bay, who finishes at the rim. 22 for 47, and the Magic were 26 for 48. So 1 more shot attempt, but 4 more makes than Orlando. That's why we're in front. Dort readjusts and finishes through the contact. Great job. He's 4 for 8, has a plus 11 plus minus. He's been just so good for us, man. The defense by him has been absolutely game-changing. Oh, there he just set up a play for Bay. Wide open 3. Assist from Banchero. They got Banchero back in down Boyd, and they got Bay freed up off ball. 5-point game, about 5 minutes to go here in the quarter. Boyd rounds a screen, hands off to Duren. He takes a while to rebound, but then he finds Boyd for the jam. Murray back to Cousins. He's blocked, and he gets it back and finishes through the contact. Come on, man. We're going to get one, like, real good stop, like the very first stop we got on him on the first couple of plays of the game. Right now, we're just not doing it so. Jovanovic takes the tough 3, and that one's off. Top of the key, Richardson can't knock it down. That's another bad shot. Dort's got it, though. He sees a lane, handing off to Boyd for the finish. Timeout Orlando again. Boyd's got 19, now 11 here in the third quarter. On the move. Sadiq Bey misses this time. Good defense by Liddell. Still just always impressed by Liddell's minutes, man. He always makes the most out of them. Hitting threes, hitting jump shots. Hasn't done that today, but he's also a pretty good on-ball defender. Now he's in the corner. He finds Anthony wide open, and that one's off. Webb's got to grab that board, but you cannot let Stevie Richardson box you out, man. You are a center. Come on. Banchero fires off the glass and through. They're still hanging around. Off the screen from Liddell, back to him. And Caro picks him up. Now we're going to go to another pick and roll with Anthony and Webb. Pick and pop, rather. And we don't find Webb, but we find Liddell for the jumper. You see what I'm saying, man? Behind the arc. And Caro knocks it through. They've closed the gap to 4. The closest this game has been since the second quarter. Top of the key. Anthony misses this time as well. He's only 2 for 6. 1 for 3 from behind the arc. Those were his first 2 misses from there. Now they have a chance to make it a 1-score game. Boyd trying to stay attached to Banchero. Good defense so far, but Banchero faked him out. 11 lead changes, 5 ties. I don't want any more lead changes, please. Let's score here. Double screens. Boyd's taking his time. Now he's going to attack. Step back. And the jumper is just off. That would have been sick. Oh no, they have a mismatch. They can tie it up right here. Boyd comes over to help. Banchero spins out of it and still scores. Come on. So we come out of a timeout trying to stop this magic run, but they've tied the game at 71 apiece, and we need some more from guys besides Mac Boyd. He's been doing a lot on the offensive end, but Yobi hasn't done pretty much anything in this half. Haven't seen much from Duren either, so need these guys to make some plays here. Yobi has to score on Carter here. And he does. That's more like it. Keep us in the driver's seat right now in this game. Cannot let the Magic get out in front to start the fourth quarter. Going to be a close finish most likely, but you want to be in your best possible position. Macy cans it! And they are in front. Chris Murray off ball. Kuminga as well. We're going to feed him. And he is blocked by Banchero. Haven't seen hardly anything from Kuminga in this game besides that 1-3 in the first quarter. Now they have a chance to increase their lead to end the third, man. Exactly what I was trying to avoid. They should not have a lead at the end of this quarter, man. They just shouldn't. Carter somehow scores that. What? 4.6 on the clock, and we're going to be down going into the fourth. We just heave it up, and it's 73-76. The offense is having some issues scoring right now. The defense has been fine, I'd say. They had a bit of a run there to end the quarter, but, I mean, all teams go on runs throughout the entirety of games, so that was going to happen. It's still been good defense, but the offense has just not been there. You got to pick it up here and first take better threes and then knock them down. That's a miss. How does Duran not grab that rebound, you absolute fool? I don't get that, man. We're getting killed on the glass, and it's going to lose us the game if it keeps on going. And these little flare screens that they're doing around this part of the court are also creating some open looks, too. AC's trying to drive it. Good defense by the Neptunes. Carter missed it. All right, let's put the ball in the hoop now. Anthony brings it up and takes a horrible shot. Come on, dude. Javon Carter can't be this good of a defensive player, right? He's locked down Anthony and Yovi for 2 straight seasons. I don't believe it. Macy missed it. Duran cleans it up. Murray. Oh, he missed Kuminga up ahead. He was wide open, man. Now we're going to feed him. He's got Sadiq Bey on him. Tough shot. Missed it. We need more from Kuminga here. And from Jalen Duran, too, on the offensive end. Murray steps back. Dort stays with him, but he's too close to give him space. Now they passed us, and field goal is made at 32 to our 31. Timeout, Neptunes down by 7. We still have, like, 2 total free throw makes. There's Murray working on Macy here, rather. And he is salt in his tracks. These guys cannot be this good defensively on the ball. Use your body, use your size to back these fools down. Find the bucket for Dort there, but now we're going to bring Webb, and this is not going to go well for him. Also Ray and Liddell at the scorer's table too. Not sure they're going to give us an offensive spark here, which is what we need right now. But Macy lost it. We have a steal. Anthony with Kuminga. He's got him at the rim for the... Well, never mind. Kuminga, man, I'm not sure what's going on here, but he's not having a good game, and that was a missed dunk. That should have been a one-score game now, and it's not. Oh, that was a free bucket. Murray crosses the court, and we just let the guy be over there the entire time wide open. Why not make the pass? We're forcing Anthony to drive on Murray, and he steps out. Come on. Shot clock under 10. Con with the screen. Richardson the shot, and it's good. Got Murray off ball here. He's going to be open for 3, and it's good. Get this guy some more freaking looks, man. Screen for Murray. He's fouled on the shot. You know, somebody made a comment last episode about us kind of fouling a lot more on shooting fouls than we have in years past, and I think you're right. I've been seeing that as well. I haven't made a comment about it really, but it's pretty evident, especially in this game. We fouled him, I think that was at least the 2nd or 3rd time in this game that we fouled somebody on a jump shot. But it's happening multiple times a game, and we're not drawing as many ourselves, so that is a concern. Webb is blocked by Okongwu. It's just not his day right now, man. He's not having a good one, and really haven't seen too many good plays by him all year long. I can't really go back to one in my mind bank and go back to a memory where he made like an actual, really good play, and Jamal Murray just hit another 3, and we're down by 9. Contested 3. Mac Boyd can't knock it down. That's not a good shot at all. The mismatch, and Steve Ray just ran away from Richardson. He's left wide open. Boyd, another jumper, another miss. Murray is tired out there too, so in theory, this should be one of our chances to really attack him and go on a run, because he's going to have to play the entire 4th quarter, you would think, if he's in there right now with 6 to play. We need to attack this guy when he's tired, and also attack this mismatch. And he still missed it. How? I feel like Webb's just not contributing all that much off the bench. Quick shot for Richardson. No, but Okongwu just completely posterizes Webb. Boyd. Another jumper. This time he's got it. Well, that spark a run here late in this game. We got 5 minutes to come back and win. But they find Richardson wide open. Okay. Like they only have 94 points, but it feels like a lot more given how they've been scoring the last, 15 minutes of game time. Webb. Trying to fake out Okongwu. Caro gets downhill, and he's fouled by Boyd. That's only his first. 4:32 to go in regulation. But defense definitely has been worse this second half. And we're fouling a lot more, too. Kuminga, wide open. We got to have it. Still a winnable game if we can just play the brand of defense that we played there in the first half. We just left Cousins wide open, man. That's not a good play from Duren despite the miss. Full of screens, top of the key. Boyd's taking his time. He gets downhill. Easy finish. Richardson for three. Please, no. Thank God he missed it. I need some of those down the stretch to get ourselves back in front here. Duren, please attack Ben Caro. Or hand off to Boyd, and he'll do it himself. Oh, I almost had the bucket and foul. Would have loved to get the bucket there, but he is a good free throw shooter. Got to have both. Can't miss these now. First one's in there. And he please hit the second one. He missed it. What is it with this team in free throws, man? Have I really put together an awful free throw shooting team? And why can we not defend in transition? And then we turn the ball over. Duren threw it right to Wendell Moore. Just had no patience on the pass at all. And then Moore splashes a triple. This game's nearly over. Boyd, long two. Got it. That's a tough shot. 10-point game, not over yet. He's got 27. That's, playing well, but might be the only guy for us that is doing so on both ends. Jamal Murray is still tired, but we haven't really attacked him hardly at all. And that one's good, too. 2 minutes to play. Boyd jams it down, but a 10-point game with a minute 56 to go, and we just put ourselves in too big of a hole there in the middle of the fourth quarter, and now we're paying the price for it. We're going to lose again, our second straight loss after the loss against the Knicks. Look at how many wide open threes they've had this half compared to the first one. Three. Dort missed it. Duren's there to clean it up. Hands off to Kuminga. He's got it. 8-point game. Do we have a chance to come back? There's not enough time left, dude. You gave yourself too little time. And now we're here. Richardson out to Ben Caro. He's doubled. Don't do that. Murray's wide open for three. There's the game. That's the dagger. And we're going to lose here on the road, our second straight loss. Both by less than 10. In both games, we scored only 100 points. I'm just going to chalk this game up to just being one of those games, because you can't win every game. That is true. You can't win every single game you play. But we really could have played so much better in this game. We played worse defense the entire second half. I thought it was okay in the third quarter. Not as good as the first half, obviously. But they were just better in the second half overall. And we were worse overall in the second half on both ends. 22 and 16 for Cousins. Duren played some really horrible defense on him all game long. It was too easy for Cousins, who is 7'1". And another example where size is the biggest downside to Duren's play. And then Murray, after a slow first half, he was 2 for 10. ends up going 6 for 15 and hit the dagger. I mean, he played tired the entire fourth quarter and was probably the best he was in any part of the game. Ben Caro made things look easy for him. He played good defense on Richardson for the most part, but... And then Jovanovic had 14 first half points, 5 total in the second half. We are fouling teams left and right every game, and we're not doing the same on our end, and we're not even hitting them when we are. So it's like, what can you do? And Duran only had 9 points this game. 16 boards, sure, but he still let Cousins body him most of the day. And we shot 51%, but we allowed them to shoot 41% from 3. This is a game-by-game thing that we're doing here. We are allowing every team that we face to shoot well from 3, dude, except for the Sonics that we just completely blew out. But besides, actually, no, they shot 44% in this game too, so... Clearly, the three-pointers are still not being covered well. Maybe you make a whole defensive shift to just switch off ball for the guards always, because right now we're doing a poor job off these off-ball screens on these threes, and it's leading to wide open shots, which we saw there in the fourth quarter. But also, like, you can't just start the fourth quarter scoring 5 points in the first 6 minutes. You're going to lose the game every time if you do that. And how many times throughout our last 3 to 4 years have we seen this team have a 5 to a 10 point halftime lead only to squander it in the second half? It's happened almost every time we've had a close first half lead. Almost every time. And it's bothersome. It's really bothersome. So maybe you switch your defense around a little bit, who knows? But definitely in transition, I gotta switch our defense in transition because right now it's horrible. So let's go down here. For offensive boards, I don't want to focus on these. I want to get back on defense. We're gonna limit transition. So that's the game plan there. Maybe you play less physical defense. Maybe you lower this to neutral and you foul people less. Maybe that's what you do. In terms of our defensive rebounding, I think I like the some crash, others run. I think that makes sense. But if you want to stop the offensive rebounds, then you could just do crash defensive glass and do that for now. And for our defensive focus, I'm going neutral because right now, if we are focusing on the paint defense, this might be leading to all these open threes. So we're going to do neutral for now and change that up a little bit. But, I mean, yeah, the offense has to play better there. Like, sure, you shot 51%, but you have to draw fouls. You have to hit your threes better and just take better threes in general because we just weren't taking smart shots there in that game, especially when the second half came around. But now we're approaching the trade deadline. We're about a week and a half out from that. And then after that, we have the All-Star break. So let's go ahead and sim through these next 5 games, 3 home games, and then 2 ones on the road, including one against the Pelicans here. But let's see how we do in this 5-game stretch. We have reached the All-Star draft. It's Team Nikola against Team Giannis. And Mac Boyd is a starter on Team Nikola. He's going to play alongside Jason Tatum, Cade Cunningham, Luka, and Jokic. That is an insane starting 5. Team Giannis will have Giannis, Devin Booker, Wemby, Darius Garland, and Chet Holmgren. But Boyd is our only All-Star this year, it looks like. As we have reached the day prior to the deadline, we are going to increase the trade vacancy up to 100 until we surpass the deadline. But we had 3 blowout wins on this 4-1 stretch. We dropped a very close game against the Jazz on the road. We also had a close win against the Mavericks too. So let's walk through these before we wrap up here. First, we beat the Lakers, who are really bad. 34-9 for Boyd. Kuminga drops 18 with a lot of free throws, but did not shoot very well. Yovi, kind of a similar story. He only took 5 total shots and had 16 points and 11 assists. Duran 14-9, and we blew them out despite 27-7 for AD. Then we dropped 135 on the Mavericks behind 46 for Mac Boyd. Oh my God, he is on an absolute tear right now. Really trying to prove that he has what it takes to win MVP, man. That is incredible. 19 for 28 shooting, 7 for 12 from behind the arc. Kuminga played very well, shot nearly perfect. Jovanovic was good. Dort was good. This was just a good game by pretty much all our players besides Chris Murray and Steve Ray, who both shot pretty poorly, but Murray also passed very well. 7 assists for him. It's not very common. 35, though, for Jet Howard. What is with our defense, man? 35 for Jet Howard. He's dropped a couple of huge games this year, by the way. He had like a 44-point game like an episode or two ago. And then 29 for KD, 19 for Kyrie. We didn't play good defense on all three of their best players. But we still won, shooting 60%. But they shot very well from behind the arc, man, 54. Then we blew out the Cavaliers, who are barely above 500. 39 and 8 for Mac Boyd. We had 4 players score 20 plus. I mean, that's how you do it. 20 plus for Chris Murray, Jovanovic, and Kuminga. All guys played pretty well. 10 for Dort. 15 boards for Duren. 23 for Vassell. Double-doubles for Mobley, Garland, and Jarrett Allen, but not even close to 100 points. Great defense by the Neptunes there in the second half, and we hold them to really poor shooting this time around. That's the defense that I want to see against these good teams, but so far we haven't really done that. Then we have the loss against the Jazz. We're just a horrible team. It cannot be dropping games like this, man. But we just allowed the second half comeback. We had, yet again, a 5 to a 10-point halftime lead, and then we blew it in the second half. 25, 7 and 7 for Anthony Black. 17 for Dariq Whitehead. Mathurin shot poorly, but had a lot of free throws, and they had 37 free throws. Give me a break. What? We had 33, but what the heck is going on here? 36 for Boyd, 18 for Yovi. Nice double-double there for Duren. 13 for Kuminga. He's definitely scoring less than he was on the Clippers, but you're going to score more as a star player on a bad team than you will as a star player on a really good team, because they're going to have a better team around you to take points away from you. And we shot poorly from beyond the arc, less than 30%. And once again, our opponents shoot lights out from behind the arc, man. Happening way too often. We do hold the Pelicans to a really poor shooting day, though. 15 for Wagner on poor shooting. Alvarez was their best shooter at 5 for 9. But they are a pretty bad team. Below 500. Boyd drops 23 on a pretty casual day. 20 for Yovi. Double figures for Chris Murray, Kuminga, Duren, Anthony, and Dort. And this time they actually did shoot poorly. So great job this time around, but gotta do better against these better teams. We have reached the deadline, though, at 40 and 13, and we are just ahead of the Raptors. We played 2 more games than them, but we have just more wins, so we're in front of them right now. But after us and then the Bucks are 4 games back, then there's another 4-game gap between them and the Pistons. So the top 2 teams are pretty much by ourselves, and it's the Bucks trying to catch up, and we are still 23 and 1 at home. And that is insane. We have never been this good on our home court ever. But we are now, which means that we're going to watch a home game next time out. But who is it going to be against? Got to be a good team. Maybe Chicago? Or do you just face the Spurs next time after the All-Star break? That could be a really fun game with Boyd against Wemby. That could be really awesome. 2 of our... I mean, actually, I think we kind of have to do that. So, I guess next episode, if I don't make that episode a sole focus on the All-Star game, then we can include the Spurs game. But if not, then we'll do the Spurs game after that on the road. But I really want to watch at least one more home game this year, because I want to watch us win. We've been good. That's about it, guys. We have another game against the Spurs down here now, so we could watch that one later on and instead watch the Bulls game here, and then get 2 home games in before the year wraps up. But we are 40 and 13, still very good. A couple of things to work out and figure out. Maybe it's just going to be better defensive adjustments on my part, but who knows? So a tough loss to take against Orlando for sure, but it was a close game throughout. We just had one real stretch that lost us that game, so not going to use that game to say that, the trade didn't work or anything. It's just one game, and the simming is going even better than usual. So, I mean, we're on track to be a top 2, top 4 team in the playoffs. So as long as we can just play it to that level against one of these good teams down the stretch, then I'll feel pretty confident going into the playoffs. But that's going to be it, folks. Thanks for watching as always. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. And as always, take care, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.